What's up, everyone? It's Cannan, back with another video, trying something very different today. And what I decided was, you know what? I have got a very large retro Dragon Ball Z figurine collection that I've had since I was like in middle school, or maybe even earlier than that, to about when I stopped collecting, which was about around freshman year in high school, maybe. Um, I was like, why not show it? Because, retro toys are becoming more of a thing. I mean, in my view, a lot of these are retro because they don't make figurines like this anymore. So, yeah, I've got a lot, so I need to get started. And also, it's thundering outside, so I'm worried that the power's, it might get bad and the power will go out because it's a little warm right now for late December. But, please keep in mind, these are all out of the box. These were heavily played with, so they've been shown a lot of love back then, so they're not in perfect condition. Some of them are missing pieces. Some of them, the paint is been chipped off, because, well, they were Dragon Ball Z figures, so of course I played with them rough. They've been sitting in a tote container for a good number of years. But I have a feeling a lot of these may be hard to find. So, yeah. Before I get started, as always, if you like this kind of content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button, leave me a comment. I might actually consider going and doing retro toy vlog videos of me and Jess going around to toy stores that sell retro stuff that, from our generation. But anyway, let's get started, because like I said, I've got a mountain of these things. First ones I'm going to start off with are the bigger sized ones. I do not remember exactly when these came out, but I know that these were considered a big deal when they first came out. I didn't get all of them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 of these. First I'm going to show off is this Goku. Battle damage. Pretty much, this looks like either Goku on Namek when he fought Frieza, or maybe from one of the movies, like the Cooler movie or something like that. But yeah, these were like, supposed to be heavy detailed and all that when they very first came out. That like glare off there a little bit. So yeah, I think Goku was the first one I ever bought of that line. So I'm gonna set them back in their tote as I go through them. Next one is Piccolo. Really weird stance they gave him, like maybe that could be him powering up a one-handed power energy ball, who knows. But yeah, battle damaged Piccolo. Don't really know where this one would be from, because it's definitely like a very generic look of battle damaged Piccolo. It's not like every time he got battle damaged he would look like this. So yeah, this could be from one of the movies. It could be from any point in the series. So yeah, Piccolo. Next one is Cooler. Final form Cooler. Or fourth form. Or what, fifth, extra form, whatever you want to call it. I forgot what in line it is supposed to be with, like, compared to Frieza's. I think 1, 2. Yeah, it's like, it's Cooler's own form that Frieza doesn't get. Very, very cool. This was I think actually, if you compare this to some of the smaller figures, he might be the size he's supposed to be, because he's supposed to be pretty big. But yeah, and his little mask thing does pop off. So yeah, you got Cooler without his mask. It used to come off a lot easier than it does now, but I didn't really take it off much. Just because I think he looks better with the mask. So yeah. Next is Super Android 13. I was about to say, was it 13? Yeah, it was. I actually really loved this movie and really loved this whole, like, just because he absorbed some parts from the other androids, he became a Super Saiyan in a way. But yeah, his skin turned blue and just all that. Kept the southern accent though, which was pretty interesting. But yeah, Super Android 13. And the last one of the real big ones, Brawley. Yes, original Dragon Ball Z Brawley from those movies. His skin is got a greenish tint to it, I guess, to go with his aura. I remember getting this one and like just forming in my head that if Broly became like bigger, whatever, he'd look like he looks almost like deity-ish in a way. Just how this one looks. Got this at Toys R Us many years ago. They had a Bojack as well, but I wanted Broly instead of Bojack. Should have never got a chance to pick up that Bojack, but yeah, one of the last figures I ever really bought, I think, because it was around that time when I stopped collecting. But yeah, big Broly. Okay, so these next ones are from multiple lines. Some of them are from like the ones that were like some of the first Dragon Ball figures that came out. First one I'm going to show off, make sure his armor stays on, is this Trunks. One of the first figurines I bought. He's missing his ponytail, sadly. I had two of these, and that ponytail was easily breakable. So I'm just going to show the front. This is back when the clothing came in two parts, so you could take it off. Very easy to lose. I've actually I lost the second figurine, but I've still got the second figurine's armor, and I broke these off of it to give him like battle damage armor because I thought that was cool. Also, when I first got this, Trunks had not been shown in the show yet, so to act like I knew what I was talking about, I lied to my nephew and said this was Vegeta because he came in the Saiyan armor, and this kind of Saiyan armor had not been shown in the show yet in America. We were still in like early Frieza arc Namek when I found this, so we had not seen this kind of armor yet. So yeah, Super Saiyan Trunks. Okay, so I'm just going to pull randomly from the pile, so these are going to be different ones over and over. Great Saiyaman Gohan, missing his cape and missing his glasses, but yeah, one of the early ones. He's got definitely some paint damage and all that. There's a little white streak right here. So yeah, not much else to say on that one. Okay, this figure is from the line where this is where I kind of stopped collecting because I thought the quality of the figures was going downhill big time, and this will show you why. We've got this Super Saiyan Fujito that has some of the weirdest hair and one of the weirdest looks on his face. Let me turn this light down a little bit. There we go. There. Makes me a little bit darker, but gives you a better look of the figures. Yeah, like this just is not a good figure, I didn't think. Even as a kid, I was like, what are they doing with these figurines? Let me make it. Let me fix the light just a little bit more. Make it a little bit brighter. No, it's too much. That's better. Okay. Then we've got this Trunks right here who's got like this little leg action going on. And yeah, so not really much to say about it. This was these figures that they started coming out with that they would have like a gimmick to them, like, oh, this Trunks can give a kick, But yeah, not much else to say. It's a cool Super Saiyan Trunks. Next, we've got Kabito. Like, he doesn't do much, really. He can move his arms a little bit, but I mean, and his legs can move, but I mean, because of this, they're really not usable. But yeah, he came in a 2-pack. And the figure he came with is buried right now, so I will get to that later. Next, we have one of my older figures, Base Vegito. Got this guy before Vegito ever even was shown in the States. Knew about him because I read stuff online. But yeah, Base Vegito, and we've also got Super Saiyan Vegito. I think I got these figures back when maybe the Cell arc was going on, or maybe even earlier than that. But yeah, was lucky to get both of them back then, because back then he was pretty hard to find. I think he became easier to find after the fact, but now this one I actually found at a Walmart. Was very shocked because this was one of the ones I never thought I'd find as a kid, and that is Super Saiyan Gohan from the Cell Saga. A lot of people call him Teen Gohan, even though technically he was not a teen at this age. But complete with the cape and everything. Definitely seen better days because I did take it out of the packaging. But one of my better figurines, I think. I really like this one. His hands do go up if you take the cape off. The cape does come off, of course. But yeah. Now this one I actually found at a mall during a school trip, and that is this classic Super Saiyan Brawley. Since the movie had not come out in America yet, I was pronouncing his name as Brawley. Like, I didn't know how it was said. And the internet back then was very, very limited, so you couldn't really find anything about it. But there was another version of this one where the Super Saiyan hair was more yellowish. But I found the one that had this different look to it. Oops, I hit the microphone. I'm known for doing that. Sorry, guys. But yeah, this was actually one of my favorite figurines. Next, we have got Dabura. Still have his sword with him too. The sword does come out of his hand, so the sword could be very easy to lose. Moves his legs, though they don't move as easily as they used to, because age and all that. And he's doing this little thing with the other hand. But yeah, I remember being very disappointed about how Dabura was done in the show, because the way he looks so much more of a better villain than Buu did. So I was like, what if Dabura had been the main villain of the last arc of Z? But it is what it is. Speaking of Majin Buu, we've got Majin Buu. Starts off evil, becomes the good Majin Buu and all that. His legs can move, his arms can move. You can even do this with his cape. I don't know if the cape is technically supposed to do that, but I've always done it. If I was playing with him and acting like he got a blast got thrown at him, or the wind was blowing, it goes with it. But yeah, Majin Buu. Sticking with the Buu saga, we've got Pui Pui, one of the weirdest named characters in the show, who was easily defeated by Vegeta. But hey, when this guy first showed up, you were kind of worried about him, because he looked really bad and evil, but he turned out to be just another crony character that was easily killed off. Okay, another figurine. Like, this figurine probably got the most playtime out of me than any other. These two figures, and that is this original Goku that I actually think I got this one off eBay. Once again, it was one of those figurines that the clothes came off, because I think the toy developers were like, well, this series is definitely known for the characters losing their shirts, so they made it accurate. And I've also got Super Saiyan, so base and Super Saiyan. The Super Saiyan one is a bit more buff, as you can plainly see, because they kind of made it a point in the show to show that when you became Super Saiyan, your muscle mass went up a bit. But yeah, these two got the most play other than any character. Next, another very rare one is this original Vegeta in his Namek Saiyan armor, not the armor that he wore to Earth because it had the little things down the waist, but yeah, this was an eBay buy back in the day. Very hard to find nowadays, I'm guessing, because it was hard to find then. Now, this next figure is probably one of the more heartbreaking ones I have because of the shape he's in, but this classic original Trunks. I've still got the sword. Never got to put the stickers on him. The strap that held the sword broke, and this arm is glued on because, funny story, I had to leave my figurines behind when me and my parents went on a beach trip, and I was going to take them because I didn't trust my nephews and all that because they were going to come by the house and watch the house while we were gone. Came back, all my figurines were strewn all over the floor, some of them broken, some of them missing pieces that I've never been able to find. I being mad is an understatement. Trust me, I got back at them. Yeah, this was one of the ones. They broke his arm off and lost his belt, you know. So yeah, this one is actually pretty difficult to find. It was back then. I remember the seller, making like, I got this one because I had ordered something. Well, my parents ordered something for me because I was too young at the time. And they turned out they didn't have it. And so to make up for it, they sent me some extra figures. The Vegeta that I just showed was one of them. This was another one. So yeah, and they were like, they're very hard to find, very rare. And, that's why some of these figures are missing parts. It's because of that incident. Next, we've got Second Form Cell. Yeah, not much to say about this figure. It's kind of awkward. Like, the legs are weird and all that. Like, I think, like, the figurines I've been showing, I think were way better than these. I just don't think these were that great. Yeah, they can move their joints and legs and all that, but just didn't think they were that great. Never found First Form Cell, though. This next one is one of the few GT characters that I have, and that is Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Got this, I think, before GT had aired, before Funimation started dubbing it. But yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I was very happy to get a hold of this guy. Now, like I said, some of these saw heavy playtime, so some of them you can definitely tell the paint is chipping off of it, and this is one of them. Raditz. As you can see, the paint on his armor is definitely chipped. He saw a lot of playtime because I just did not think they were ever going to make an action figure of Raditz, and they did. This was one of the first toy lines where the legs could bend and all that. He did come with a scouter because there's the hole in his ear for it, and don't have it anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I liked Raditz more than Napa, so Raditz saw a lot more playtime. Next, we have Evil Buu, the dark side, the evil side of Buu that we only got to see for a few seconds in the show. But yeah, kind of. I really like this figure. He can he can move in a lot of cool ways. The cape kind of gets in the way sometimes of some things, but yeah, as you can see, like, just a very well figure. I thought it came out at that time where I just started kind of not caring about buying the figurines anymore. Another Majin Buu. This is Super Buu with Gohan absorbed. Not much of a figurine, really. I mean, there's not much he can do, really. He has his fists so he can punch, and he can move his legs to kick. But I don't know. Like, once again, this came out around the time I was kind of growing out of buying figurines, so didn't do much with it. That's why the paint on him is so good. This next one, a very deranged looking Gotenks, Super Saiyan 3. Once again, came out around the time where I really wasn't hardcore and collecting figures more, and plus I wasn't playing with them anymore. So that's why the paint on him is still pretty good. I think some of the scratches he does has is just from sitting in storage. But yeah, very interesting facial expression on Gotenks. Gotenks is not one of my most favorite characters. I actually don't care much for him. This next one was a McDonald's toy, and I just held on to it because it was Dragon Ball, and that is this silver Goku. I think there was a golden one that was Super Saiyan Goku, but you know, when it comes to McDonald's Happy Meals toys, if they had these ones that were really popular, it was nigh impossible getting it. But yeah, silver Goku. This next one is a very oddly made Super Saiyan Vegito, and before anyone asks, no, this is actually not a bootleg. I bought this at Walmart. It came in Dragon Ball Z packaging, official packaging, and all that. I don't know what they were doing here. I think this is one of the toys where they just rushly made just to make money, because his hair is not exactly accurate to how Vegito's hair looks. But I like that he could move his head. So yeah, I think I used to pretend this was like Super Saiyan 2 Vegito. So next is a very odd Majin Vegeta. I don't know what like, and his legs were kind of weird, and you know, couldn't really do much with this figurine. I was so let down by this figure because I don't know. Like, even if I was buying them to pose them, you couldn't really do much with this one. So some of these figures were really a big letdown. Next is this very early kid Gohan figurine with the long hair. Like I said, this one was part of the first line of figurines that I bought back when I was younger. And yeah, I think I almost had all of these. But so many of them now are missing parts, and like I said, it's heartbreaking. Next, we got Perfect Cell, who had this, I guess, Destructo disc like movement. I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I actually had a better Cell. I don't know where he is. He's not in he wasn't in the tote, so I don't know what happened to him. But so yeah, this as of right now is the only Perfect Cell that I have. I don't know why his skin is blue, but that's how they made him. This Super Saiyan Goku, even though I was very disappointed with this toy line, I actually really liked this battle damaged Goku. I liked how his hair was made and how it looked and all that. But yeah, this one I guess was in the same toy line as this Goku, and this one just isn't good. Like, I don't know what they were thinking of making one that looked this. I don't know. Just a very simple figurine that you couldn't really do much with. And then of course this is around the same time. It's Goku in his Saiyan armor because it's his hair is literally made the same. I don't know what's really going on with his expression, but I remember actually liking this one a lot. I loved Goku in the Saiyan armor, but looking back on it now, it's like, it's not that great. That line of Goku where they use the same hairstyle was kind of hit or miss, but this one is probably one of the worst Goku figures I have, and uh, yeah, it's supposed to be, I guess, um, the Buu arc where he's doing the spirit bomb, but the hair, the facial expression, just there's not much to this toy. He's literally made to do one thing. That's the spirit bomb. You couldn't use him for anything else as far as playing with him. Now, of course, doing like poses, like if you were going to set them on a shelf, then yeah, definitely. This is definitely a Spirit Bomb Goku. But as a kid, I was just like, I wasn't interested in playing with this figure. Now, from the same line as Raditz, we got Napa, which, like I said, he's got damage because I was beating characters a lot against his chest. Came with a Scouter, don't have it anymore. Don't have any idea where it could be. But I mean, hey, we finally had a Napa figure at that time, so I was definitely going to use him. Another GT figure, we've got General Realdo. This was like from the first line of GT figures that they finally started releasing once Funimation started covering the show, and his top comes off. That's about all you can really do with this figure. Very awkward figurine. I mean, he's got a good looking pose, I guess, but the legs are just weird. Like you just couldn't do much, with the leg. Great figure for like posing, like, to put on your shelf. But as a kid, when I bought him, I was just like, what am I supposed to do with this? Speaking of worst Goku figures, this one, I don't know what they were doing with the hair. I mean, this side looks good, but then you got like, I don't know. And all he's literally doing is doing the Kamehameha. Like, once again, a good figure if you could, like, I don't know, like find a way to like put him up in the air and have him like charging. But other than that, like, I think I got this as a gift actually. And I was just like, oh, there's not much I can do with him, but because I was a kid who liked to play with his toys. And yeah, there was just not much I could do with that. Another GT figure, it's pretty much transformed Realdo when he can, manipulate all the metal and all that on the planet. And I mean, yeah, this was just another figure I just picked up because GT was new for America, at least, as far as the dubbing goes. And yeah, I mean, the way Funimation did it with, not including the first good few episodes of the series, this was the first villain we really saw in GT before Baby. So yeah, I never got a Baby figure. I was kind of let down by that. Very simple Super Saiyan cell art Gohan. Don't know why his hair is so flat. It's also got that very dark gold painting on it. He's actually in pretty good shape because I didn't play with this one much. I think by the time I got this, I was mostly just collecting. I wasn't playing with them anymore. But yeah. Next we got GT Trunks. Very bad figure. Like, there's not much to him at all. There's not much you could have done with this figure. His jacket does come off. But I mean, he still has the gloves and the sleeves, so he'd pretty much be in. Yeah, there was no really need to take his jacket off. But yeah, not the best Trunks figure. This Trunks figure, by the way, I actually really enjoyed. It was pretty much his Ultra Super Saiyan form that he used against Cell, where if you think he looks like Brawley, this is where Brawley's original design came from. This is what inspired it. Little scratch on the armor there, but yeah, I like Ultra Super Saiyan Trunks. I love the wild hair that he had and all that. But yeah, that's one reason why I bought him, is because I liked this version of Trunks. Another Super Saiyan Vegeta figure that I really didn't do much. He's got this like actiony arm or whatever, but Vegeta never posed like this. What is going on here? The hair isn't that great. Like, it just, yeah, this figure didn't do much in my collection. Earlier we had Kabito, now we've got the Supreme Kai, or Shin as he was called when he was first introduced. Still in pretty good shape just because I didn't do much with him. I just collected him because he was the big character at that point, like to set up the Buu arc. Then we've got a lot of people's favorite, Picon. His hat comes off. But I remember I bought this because I was really excited for them to start going into the Buu arc. Because, you know, back then it seemed like Funimation took forever to dub, which is understandable. Because, you know, back then you didn't, as a kid, I didn't understand the prospects of dubbing anime. But, so yeah, Picon. Another Super Saiyan 3 Goku that, like, I like this one because it was a bit more, I don't know, accurate to how the hair looks in the anime. But his face is a little iffy. But yeah, then you've got this Vegeta that came with that Trunks I just showed a minute ago. Don't know what the hair is going on here because this doesn't really look like how Vegeta's hair looks in the show. But I mean, at least the posable stuff you could do is a bit better than the other ones. Another one of the first figurines I ever bought, Super Saiyan Gohan. This is actually, you know, this is what you could call teen Gohan. This is him wearing his outfit from the early Buu arc that he didn't really wear much in the anime. He wore it to train in, but that's about it. So yeah, Super Saiyan Gohan. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, another one of the very early figurines. Like, even though all they can move is their arms and not their legs, I prefer these over the ones that can move their legs. Like, I just really liked it. I guess because they were kind of the combination of a action figure and a kind of like a figurine that you would set up on your shelf. So yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the first Super Saiyan 4 Goku figurine that I think I ever saw that was made. Yeah, hair is not perfect. It's not 100% like Goku's hair. Like, it's kind of flat in the back. But yeah, I enjoyed having this figurine. Then we got Bobbity, who came with the Majin Buu figure, I think, that I have. But yeah, Bobbity, and I think, yeah, his cape comes off, and yeah, that's a very disturbing thing to see. Put that away. Super Buu, who is a bit off colored because of age. Very interesting. He stretches just like in the show, but yeah, not much to this figure. There's not much that you could do with that one. This is one of the figures that breaks my heart, and it's the original Super Saiyan Vegeta. I've got his armor, but he's missing one of the shoulder things. They broke off from, you know, my nephews messing with my figures while I was gone to the beach that one year. But I mean, I've still got the figure, but yeah, that's kind of heartbreaking. I really enjoyed having this one because he was one of the hard ones to find. One of the hard to find ones. We've got this Frieza. I had the one that came with that line that I just showed up from Vegeta, but they done a number on him. They broke one of his arms, lost his tail, and he wasn't even in the box. So I have no idea what happened to him. But this is not a bad Frieza, but I like the original one better. Okay, these are two original characters. Both of them are missing stuff. Super Saiyan Gogeta. I've got his vest, but it's missing one side. So yeah, thanks to them. Been missing it ever since then. And original Piccolo, missing the front part of his cape, and our dog at that time done a number on his ears. So yeah. Oh, we got Giru. And speaking of Giru, we've got GT Pan. Very, like, you know, she even held on to her backpack that comes on her back, because this can come off, though it's very hard to take off, even back when she was brand new. But yeah, GT Pan. This next one, I think it was a very just easy to find figurine that you could find everywhere. And it's this Super Saiyan Trunks. I don't have the blast ball that would go into his hand, but what this one was cool is because his sword actually came out of his sheath, and he could hold it and all that. And like, really, for the longest time, this was the only Super Saiyan Trunks you could find. This is the only one they made for the longest time. But yeah, that sword handle is scratched up a bit because, from putting it in, from putting it in the hand that it's supposed to go into and all that so much. Now, this next line of figures all came, like, these were the same line, and I'm guessing I got them all at the same time. First, we've got Goku. The tops do come off. So yeah, we've got Goku. We've got Gohan. We've got Vegeta, which comes in his, beginning of the Frieza arc armor for some reason. They didn't put him in his Cell arc armor. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And then Super Saiyan Gogeta. Still have all the parts to these at least, but once again, these all I got I think I got these in high school. Okay, so this next figure is a Goku figure, and this one was kind of a pride and joy of mine. I got this one. I ordered it off eBay from China long time ago. I think my freshman year in high school. And it's a very basic Goku figure. The hair is not exactly accurate in the back. But this one was interesting because he's got interchangeable heads. So you've got Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan 2, though it's not exactly how Goku's hair looks in Super Saiyan 2, but it's definitely different from Super Saiyan 1. Which back then, they didn't really make a lot of Super Saiyan 2 figurines. And then you've got Super Saiyan 3. Kind of flat. It's more out in the show, but I mean, still, this was from the early days of figurine making. And I always grouped this one with my Super Saiyan 4 just because, Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, and then 4. And that's pretty much it. That's where this was like one of the last ones I bought around in high school. There's a couple of missing. There's another Super Saiyan 3 I'm missing. My original Cell is missing. Even though he was broken into 1,000 pieces, my original Frieza is missing, and I had a Kid Buu from that line as well. Pretty much, I almost had that entire original line. Maybe I'll use that as the background. It's the toy lineup from for the thumbnail of that original toy lineup if I can find it. But I know there's a new Dragon Ball toy line going on right now, and I remember when those first came out, I looked at them, and I didn't really like how they looked. I thought the design of them was a little weird, especially in the faces, but I've seen some of the more recent ones, and they look a lot better than they used to. So I might start getting those, because they do look a lot better. But yeah, these are my figurines that I collect from maybe 5th grade into middle school, and then till about my freshman year of high school. I think I quit my freshman year. If not freshman year, it might have been sophomore year. But by the time I got in high school, I was just collecting them. I wasn't, getting them to play with and all that like I did when I was in 5th grade and into some parts of middle school. Yes, I still played with action figures when I was in middle school. Oh, well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button. Sorry for the light issues. I'm still figuring out this new light. And hope you enjoyed it. As always, guys, me and Jess love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.